Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion. Today, I'm joined by my boy Rocky, and we're gonna be out here testing out a survival kit. So with this video here, it's gonna be kind of like a mock situation kind of a thing. Let's just pretend that me and old Rocky boy, we took a drive and side by side, 15 kilometers from home to check up on one of our cranberry patches. Turns out I did something stupid, got the Ranger stuck, and where we're stuck at, we have cell phone service and all that good stuff, so we're able to call up a buddy, but he's not going to be able to come out until tomorrow morning to pick us up. So we either walk 15 kilometers back home, or because we came prepared, we brought out our survival kit with us and we can spend the night. So I think what we're going to be doing is, instead of walking 15 kilometers home, we're just going to hunker down somewhere and we're going to spend the night. Let's test this survival kit. So I think in a situation like this, one of our top priorities is going to be finding a spot that we can just kind of hunker down in and pretty well just get comfortable and wait for the morning. So when we're cruising through the trees here, like I said, we're out checking our cranberry patch. You can see over there, there's a lot of clearing. The problem is there's a lot of stuff growing in here too. We have the cranberries to deal with, we have rose hips, we have a bunch of alders. Here it's not too bad, it's fairly mossy, but what you can't see is how much stuff is underneath the moss, a bunch of dead logs and dead trees and stuff. So I'm just gonna cruise through here and see if we can't find ourselves a nice little flat spot that doesn't have all this stuff growing and nice and comfortable. So we're gonna be here for a little while. Well, it didn't take us long here cruising through. I think I found a spot that's gonna do us okay anyways. We're just here for one night kind of a thing, so we don't have to get real fancy and stuff. There's a spot right over there where Rocky's standing. It's a nice soft bed of moss. And then there's also right around in here. This spot looks all right. Right in here, there's enough room that me and Rocky can lay down in and get comfortable. The trees around here give us a little bit of shade, so we're doing all right there. One of the bonus points of being in a spot like this too, where, like I said, we had cell phone service, so I was able to get a hold of a buddy and all that good stuff, is that with cell phone service, we're able to check the weather. Now, even though we checked the weather before we left, we want to check it again one more time before making plans, especially in a situation like this. We need to prioritize exactly what it is that we need. So far, the weather says that tonight it's going to be plus 12, a little bit of clouds, but no rain at all. So with that being said, I really don't think shelter is going to be our main concern. So what I'm going to be doing, now that we found this little spot here, that I think is where we're going to be pretty well just hanging out, I'm going to go back to the side-by-side that's stuck. I'm going to grab our gear out of there, pack it into here, and then we're going to start collecting firewood and start getting comfortable. Alrighty. Well, we made it back. Just had to go back out to the Ranger, grab the rifle, and grab our little cooler that we brought with us today. Pretty well, the only thing that I got on me, really, I got my cell phone, I have a lighter, my little buck knife that I always carry around. I also have my Leatherman. Again, I always have this thing come around with me, whether I'm at work, at home, in the bush. Always got that with me. And then in the cooler itself here, you know, I just have a couple bottles of water, some dog food, and then our little survival kit. And this survival kit is gonna be mainly what we use today. You know, I have this other stuff with me, but I really don't want to use it because I want to test just the capabilities of this survival kit. If you want to see an unboxing and review of this survival kit, I did one here not too long ago. I'll put a little link up in the top corner, maybe it's right here, it'll pop out. And then also there'll be a link in the description below that you can click on to see the unboxing and review of this survival kit. But now, this portion of the video, we're gonna be doing the test. So like I said earlier, tonight it's not supposed to rain or anything like that. It's supposed to be pretty well really nice weather for tonight. So basically what our priorities are, I think really, is just kind of clearing a little bit of this ground, because you know, we got sticks, pine cones, the odd little prickly here. I don't know what that is, rose bush, I guess. So I think what we're going to be doing is just kind of somewhat scraping this up and just getting comfortable for this evening. And then we'll start gathering up some firewood. Right here is a nice little spot where I should be able to remove that top layer of grass and any flammable material there. And then we'll be able to have a safe fire right there, mainly just for bug control. Like I said, it's not supposed to be getting cold, you know, 12, 13 degrees, something like that. So, yeah, I don't think we really have to worry too much about that. But anyways, I think we'll start removing some of these sticks and all that good stuff, and we'll start getting comfortable. Alrighty, watch out, my friend. Watch out. Well, this might not look like much, but we got the majority of these small little sticks all moved out of the way. Nice little spot to lay my head. Use the root pretty well as a pillow. Right here, I scraped up all the top soil off of here, so now we're down to pretty well just dirt. So we'll be able to have a nice small little fire here. Again, mainly just for bug control and all that. So now that we have essentially what we're going to be calling our bed for the night, pretty well made, I'm going to run around. I'm going to start gathering some firewood and see if our fire starter in our survival kit will actually light a fire. Well, one thing I've seen here when I was out running around collecting firewood is that we have a couple of real small birch trees kicking around here. And we got one here that's a little bit bigger, but the bark is peeling a little bit. Should be able to get some bark off of this one here. The small ones, they don't peel nearly as much. So we'll just grab a handful of this stuff. And this birch bark, you know, it's just like really, really thin paper. And there's also a lot of kind of natural oils in it. So once it starts to go, it's just absolutely phenomenal fire starter. So with our survival kit, we do have fire starters in there. But, you know, they're just a couple pieces of cotton. So once the cotton start going, hopefully we'll just toss this on there. And this will go, and then from this, you know, you just build up from there. But anyways, I'm gonna grab a couple handfuls of this, and then we'll meet you back over at our little makeshift fire pit. Alright, so here's our true moment of test here. We got quite a bit of firewood here all gathered up. Here I got a couple of my small little sticks all ready to go. Got a bunch of birch bark all set up here ready to fire up. And then here we have our little survival kit. So inside the survival kit comes with a little kind of like a striker and also some pieces of cotton. It kind of has some sort of a fire starter on the inside of it. So here is our pieces of cotton. And this is our small little striker. As you can see, you get a little bit of sparks out of her. So we're gonna test this one and see if we can get a fire going here. So this stuff here, if you watch the gear review video of this, you would have known that inside here there's almost like a kind of like a waxy substance in there, and it definitely has some sort of a propellant in there. Last time I tried this, unfortunately I wasn't able to actually get it to go, so hopefully this time I'm able to pull this apart a little bit more and I'm able to actually get a fire going. So here I got it pulled apart pretty good. I'm hoping I can get a spark to land right on the inside here and hopefully it'll go. There we go. We have fire. Hey, look at that. Our little sparker here actually worked. That's cool. Better grab that other chunk out of there, save that for later. Oh, well, I'm pretty happy with that. I was kind of worried when I did the review of this kit. I could not for the life of me get a fire to go. I tried that thing for the longest time and I couldn't. I ended up using my lighter, like a regular Bic lighter, and I got a fire to go, but with just the sparker, I just couldn't do it. But as you can see today, a little bit of a different different outcome. So now we have a fire going. I'm gonna just keep it really, really low, and it, like I said, I keep saying it's just for bug control because there's so many bugs out right now, and all this green grass and and all this undergrowth and stuff. And poor Rocky there, he's getting chewed up. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy my fire. It's actually getting kind of warm, so I gotta take off my sweater and yeah, get back to my fire. Alrighty guys, well, we made it through the rest of the afternoon here. Have the fire still going, but we're slowly starting to run out of daylight here. It's about 10:15 at night now, so we're gonna start getting settled in and ready for bed. I got my sweater put back on because it's starting to cool off, and now what I'm gonna be doing is opening our bag back up, and I'm gonna grab our little space blanket out of here and get this thing rolled out. You know, right now it's not overly too cold, so I don't know if this thing's really gonna be doing a whole heck of a lot, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so we have our blanket out of the main bag. Now we just gotta take it out of the second bag here. Now these space blankets, I don't think I've actually ever used one of these before, so I'm really curious to see how much heat is actually reflected off my body and is actually contained within the blanket. Now on the outside, it almost has like a rubbery feeling to it. So I don't want to get too close to the fire, don't want to melt it. And there you have it. That's our blanket for the night. One thing I want to test, I want to hold it open like this. I just want to feel if I can feel any of that heat kind of reflecting off, but it doesn't really feel like it overly too much. Maybe if I sit by the fire like this. You know, that there, that actually feels pretty nice. So when this is kind of closed in like this, it'll be good for like a wind deflector kind of a thing. But when it's opened up, you can actually feel the heat of that fire kind of getting encased almost around you kind of thing. So these things, I think if you're using them, you know, as a shelter build, if you're using this as like a back wall and then having your fire out front, and then that way the heat will come up and kind of reflect off of this and come down onto you, I think it'd be a great way to use this. Or if you're just kind of sitting how I am here, keep your fire stoked up, that heat. Like it's surprisingly how much you can actually feel the heat reflecting off of this blanket and back down onto me. It's actually pretty comfortable setup. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let the fire burn down a little bit. Me and Rocky Boy, we're gonna get comfortable, lay down, try to use this root here with a bunch of moss on it as my pillow, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. Me and old Rocky Boy there, we survived the night, and now we're waking up to the sound of robins and chickadees all chirping here this morning. So far, our cheap little $30 Canadian Tire little survival kit, it seemed to work actually not too bad. I was able to get a fire going last night. The space blanket did its job, and yeah, it seems to work. One thing that I didn't take into consideration with this space blanket, and I think it's because I was laying directly on the ground, is that when I woke up this morning, I had to get a fire going, not really to warm up, but it was so I could dry off. I think just laying on the ground, all the moisture from the ground kind of came up, and then you're wrapped up kind of like a baked potato in this thing. So then I think that just held in a lot of moisture. So yeah, when I woke up this morning, the inside of the space blanket, it was kind of wet and damp. So I had to light up a fire, get dried off, and now we're all good to go. So I think we're gonna just pack up our stuff here. The fire's all died down now and completely out, nice and cold to the touch. So I think it's time that we head her back home. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down in the corner. Leave us a comment or two. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Watch out, I gotta lay down, my friend. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Alrighty. Watch out, my friend. Watch out.